everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I have a super cute card for you today. And if you follow my channel, you know that I love different kind of cards already. And I super love when Stampin' Up! Puts together a little bundle for us where the cards are already different and it doesn't take a lot of thinking on our part to make a card that's super cute. So this is one of those ones. We've had a few now, like the snow globes and the cloche and the little mason jar that can do shaker cards so easy, because back in the day when we used to do a shaker card and you had to like come up with some kind of mechanism to put the shakies in and like seal it all up, these are so much easier. And the way that it puts your gumball machine together could not be easier. So this card, when you see it and you give it to somebody, they're going to think that you put a ton of time and engineering skills into it. So easy. So I'm going to show you step by step how to make it super easy. And gumball machines are so in right now. I have, well, you don't even want to know how many I have in my room of like things to put together. So me and my girlfriends, we did last week actually make some gumball machines, and I will try to get a picture. I did a New Year's one that's not quite finished, and then I did a Valentine's one that I haven't put out yet because when I decorate, like I go all out for Christmas. And then I have a lot of Valentines. I like my January, like we just took the tree out yesterday. It had been undecorated and it was dying, but it was a really nice tree this year and the needles weren't dropping. So it was just sitting there undecorated in the house. It was huge. It was about 12 foot this year. And I just hated to see it go, but it's out. So I like January to kind of be, empty-ish. Like I have decorations out, wintry, but like empty and just like some space to breathe. So I do have a little New Year one, but it's not done. So, you know, it may end up not getting done before it's time to put the Valentine one out, but I'll show it to you because if you have a Target, bullseye spot by you, and it started with the Valentine one, maybe 2-3 years ago, they're $3 or $5. I think they've gone up to $5. They used to be $3. They're huge, they're glass, they're fabulous, and you can fill them with treats, but you can also decorate them. So go to Instagram and look up Target gumball machines and you'll be absolutely amazed at what people do with them. So they're very on trend right now and have been for a few years. So this is our set, and it does come with the set and then the dies, which I'm going to show you, and then the funnest little gumballs, which are not included in my try it class if you're in the try it class, which I try to get all of the embellishments in. These aren't really embellishments as much as they are gumballs. There wasn't really any way to stick them on a card unless you were using this. And then it has the gumball domes. So here's the set. It can be Valentine's. It does not have to be Valentine's. I am not making this a Valentine card. It's going to be a birthday card. But if you're looking for a very unique Valentine, then this could be. This one I'm not using. You can see it cuts out this little machine here. And then there's things if you don't want to use the gumballs and you want to put your own fillers in, then you can create your own candies and then a little heart border. I'm not using those. So let's get going. Seriously, you're going to be shocked on how easy it is to put this card together. So I wanted to mine, red gumball machines. Obviously, y'all can do a red one. So I wanted to give you another little option of what we could do. So I'm going to go for a vintage look. So this is our new vellum, and maybe I have used it. I don't know. I've started filming Try It, and so then I get confused on what I've shown y'all and what I'm showing the girls in the class. But this is our new vellum. It's part of the tropical series. Now I can't think of the name, but it's in the catalog, and I think it kind of gets lost because it's got maps in it, so it's going to kind of help anchor our card, and then you don't have to fill up your background, but it looks really pretty. And then for my gumball machine, I'm using this silver foil that was in the holiday catalog, but it did carry over. So you can either pull the number out of your holiday catalog, or you can just get it by shopping online and just looking up silver foil. And if you're looking at this on YouTube, I will add the list down underneath or on my blog. You can always get the supplies there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right here. This is vanilla, and then this is basic gray. And that's just going to kind of give a nice vintage look. This is cut 4 by 5 1/4. So I've got the vanilla and then this. And then this will hold this together. And that's going to run through our machine in a second for that. And then I'm going to put some more down here. And I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to fast forward it. I thought I had a little bit more than that. I can never run out of adhesive when I'm not filming. Like the number of cards I make, you would think that perhaps at some point I could run out just normal card making, but no, it always has to happen when I'm filming. So now this is ready and I'll run that through in a second. So I'm going to show you the pieces. I've already got them lined up on here. So these are the mechanisms that you need to do your die machine. And I have pulled out 2 colors of the silver foil. You actually get 3, so you could do another one. So I've got the little brass plate that's on the front of the Gumball machine. I did in the brighter silver, and then the rest of it is just in the more of the brushed silver. Now this one right here, I do not have the adhesive back on this piece, and you'll see why when I make the card later. These all have adhesive back. Now when I made the card originally, because I didn't know how it all went together, I just used fine tip glue. So it's up to you. You don't have to use the adhesive back, but for the ease of video and so it will dry faster, this all has adhesive back, but this one you don't, and I'll show you why after I make it. And then this doesn't have adhesive back either, and you don't want that to, because you want your little spinner when you put your coin in to be able to move, because this has some movement to it. So it's a fun, I mean, I think you could give this to somebody in a nursing home and it would take them right back, and you could also give it to a child. And if you're doing a child card, go ahead and make it red and bright colors. But I'm just going to show you on this kind of how to put it all together. So I do want to tell you, like, this is going to be one of my camp cards for my July camp. I mean, January. I'm already into summer. This little piece right here, sometimes we have dies that are the tiniest dies ever. I should do a list sometime of the 10 tiniest dies ever. This qualifies for that. So when you do, if you're a demonstrator and you do in-person classes, I always put those in a little baggie. I'm like, please don't lose my littlest die, because you do need it. So I'm going to put that there. And here's your actual card piece. So for that, you need this, because this is where how you're going to decide where to put your gumball. So here's a little bit how this goes together. So this is going to be the bottom of our card, and it just needs to line up. So that goes there. So, you know, a gumball machine is wider at the bottom. Oh, I've already got ink on my hand. Oh no, maybe it's just a piece of silver foil. So where this goes is bigger than where this goes, because the cap of the gumball machine is smaller than the bottom. So just remember that. You're going to lay this on here. And see, that's just going to give you your placement. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit higher or lower, but you want to make sure that it's, you know, kind of centered in your card. And just take that off. And then roll this through. It takes a couple of different steps just to get it through. And then that is also going to go ahead and press this little piece. And now, because you know, adhering vellum to a card can be tricky because you don't want it to show, but because I put that through, it's sealed on there really well. So you don't need to put any more adhesive to stick that on there, because that's pressed that on there really nicely. Then we have this little piece here, and you can use that for something else if you want. I'm going to pull it apart. And I did have it stuck together just so it didn't move when I was going through. I just need a little piece of it. Now, if you want to use it for something else, you can. But look, that's the seal. And even going through the machine, because it's been quick, you can still pull that piece off of there. Now I'm going to try this. No, let's go ahead and just do our stamping. I was going to try, you know, sometimes we can aim really good. I'm just going to go ahead and do it the real way. So let's do our stamping now. So I have, and then we'll put it all together. Just black ink, because this is a vintage look, right? We're going to let the gumballs be the star of the show on this. So here's our little 5-cent token, because this is before the days of super high inflation in the United States, because this is a vintage gumball machine. So there's our 5-cent token. You do not want to send this through your gumball machine like that. So, I mean, through your cut and emboss machine. I may have said Sizzix. I'm living in the vintage past. And then this is the inside of my card. So I'm just going to take this. Remember, I told you this is a birthday. There is a Happy Valentine's in it, because this would be such a fun Valentine card. And for those of you that think that Christmas is the holiday where most cards are given in the US, that is not true. It is actually Valentine's Day. And I don't even think that includes the the ones that our kids give in class. So that says, may your day be filled with all the best things. And if you want, you can take time to color those in to kind of match the gumballs on the front. I'm not going to for this because y'all know how to color. So now I'm just going to take this back real quick while this machine's here. My cut and emboss, in case I said it wrong before. And then there's a little 5-cent token circle, which, well, this is meant to cut the token out. How many times do we just need a tiny little circle? So if you have this, this goes on. If you've seen my office walkthrough video, the studio walkthrough, you know that I have a little magnet board that sits near me. Well, I actually have a couple of them where I just use dies like this that I just have out that don't necessarily go with anything, but sometimes you just need a set like that. So now let's put this all together. So we're going to take another piece of vanilla, and then this one's just kind of a scrap size. It doesn't have to be any kind of a size. You just want it to be big enough to hold this and small enough that it's not going to show outside of this. Because this is, I think this is the easiest way to put your shaky pieces in whenever you do a shaky card. So grab one of these out. They already have the sticky on both sides. So see, this is longer, this is shorter. So this is the top. So I'm gonna go ahead. I think it's easier to take either take your pick tool or your snips and just pull this off. So pull that off. And then stick this in here. Now this goes all the way down. I should have shown you before. Because you're gonna put your cap on the top, so there's gonna be some room left. So you wanna put this all the way down. And see, it's gonna look like it doesn't fit, but it does fit. And just don't press it in until you know it's where you want it, because you can still move it. And then just press that down. And then take this around. And now press it nice and firm. And see, it's all good. Now, in a minute, see right here is where our cap's gonna go. So again, I can take this because you wanna always put your adhesive on vellum where you know something's gonna cover it up. And my cap's gonna go right there. Although this is a really good vellum, it doesn't show a lot. Now I'm gonna pull this off. Well, I just told you it's easier to do with this, and it is, because this you can just stick it in there. So lift that up so you're all ready. And then take these frosted beads. And I will come up there in my gumball machine that I've done for Valentine's Day. So I'll show you that. There's other things you can do with them. Be exceedingly generous. Nobody wants to get a gumball machine where the gumballs are gone. And I've already done the one that was exceedingly generous, so you can tell that. So put lots of gumballs in there. I would say you want it at least half full, because you do want enough that it shakes, so don't fill it all the way up. So kind of lean it in that way. This is why you have a small piece of this, because now you can just stick this on here and press it down. If it's the same size, then it may go over the edge. And then I'll just press that on there. Super easy. And see, now when it goes down, it can still shake, but you've got lots of gumballs in there. If you're gonna go to the time to make a gumball machine card for somebody, any of our shakers, then fill it up. You can also add some of the stamped images if you want of the gumballs behind it, especially if you're starting to run low of these. But look how many are still in there. And I've made 2 almost full gumball machines, and I've poured some into my Target gumball thing. And I do need to order more before I have camp, so they can put lots in there. Now let's assemble this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my card. So everything's just on here. But see, now you don't have to worry about dumping those in there and flipping anything around. I think that's just a really easy way to get that in there. This card has some weight to it. So if you're gonna mail it, that's one thing everybody always asks, how do I mail this? Well, you can put it in a padded envelope for one. You can just take some like bubble wrap or something and put it around it so it's if you're putting it in an envelope, but it's just a fun card to give in person. I mean, if you're doing Valentine's Day with your family. So here is this. This is the one that I didn't put any adhesive on the back of, or the adhesive sheets, because look, it has the little door because you want your gumballs to come out, right? So it has this little mechanism here where we'll be able to add some gumballs that are coming through our machine. So just put this here. So this is the only piece that I don't have adhesive on of the actual silver. So this goes here. So that's that piece. So that one's done. And here's all the ones that have silver, or that have adhesive. So let's put our cap on first. The adhesive sheets are in the back of the catalog, and they're just sticker sheets, and you just put them on. But when I did it, for whatever, I think we did a class, or maybe it was one of my VIP videos, and I stuck too much on one of these. So just put this on, and you can see it's a sticker. And then you're just gonna stick this on here. And then it just sticks. Super cute. So then of our other pieces, we have, this is like the raised up parts of your machine. And this is really where all of the other ones, well, all of these tiny pieces, it's best to have, the fine tip glue works, you just have to wait for it to dry. So all of these pieces pop out. I think you could use these on another card for something, but look how much easier the sticker sheet makes it. And it's just in the back of the catalog with all of the die cut stuff. Again, I will put the link on there, but now it's a sticker. It just goes right up at the top. It just gives that fun 3D effect. And I really like it in the metallic. It's cute in the red, but I mean, how can you not love this metallic? So stick that on there, just like that. And now we have these other tiny pieces. So we have this piece here, which is the base of the top. It's just like putting a puzzle together. So pull this off. So it just goes right here. Just like that. And then you have two more pieces of this one. So we have our little piece here. I think this one, it went off the edge of where the sticker was. So just put a little bit of adhesive on this. This was the only one that I had a hard time getting the, so see, you can use that. It's just easier, I think, if you have the sticky. Hopefully this one, no, that's gone off the edge too. So this super teensy tiny one did not get sticker on it, but that's okay. We'll just do the little trick of laying it on here, adding some adhesive and pulling it off. I knew that when I put that on there that was like the very edge. So see, now you're gonna see why it was easier to use sticker and not the sticker sheets. Because then I could have just laid it on here. There we go. But you don't have to have the sticker sheet. Okay, now we have our last couple of pieces, which are the base plate. So for this one, if you want it to spin, you don't have to have it to spin, but I mean, why the heck would you not want it to? So you have this. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your coin thing is nice and opened up. So if you take your snips, mix them just the right amount to make sure that this has enough space right there to stick your coin in. So just make sure that that's got enough room. If you're not going to stick your coin in, then you're good. Then take, this comes with a hole in it, but if you want to actually put it on here, I don't know why this one doesn't poke the hole. It would have been nice if they poked the hole in that. So just stick this over the top where you want it to be and just poke a hole with your snips. The pretty hole on the top will still stay pretty, and this will get it through. Then I took the round and square brads from the annual catalog, and I took one of the black round ones. Of course, they're all on the bottom. Oh, come on. There we go. And then just hold this together. And it's literally just a brad. pop that on there, and then this will spin so you can get your gumballs to come out. And then take your, I did this second. It was the last thing I did last time on my card. And this time I'm like, do this before you stick it on because it's a little bit difficult to get it stuck on. So just take a tiny bit of adhesive. Now, I'm going to stick it this way because, you know, when you cut things out on your die cut machine, sometimes it cuts, like here's the most of my vanilla cardstock. So I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of adhesive right there. I'm going to put a little bit more of glue on it in a minute. But this will just hold it in place. So see that little bit right there where I stuck it? That's why I wanted to make sure that hole was big enough. So that's gonna hold it for now, and then I'm gonna use some adhesive to put it on there. And then so this will spin. It's gonna go right on here like that. But I want all this to be lifted up so none of that stuff gets hampered. The brad doesn't move, but I do want it to have some space. So I'm just gonna put 2 dimensionals there. Not knock my coin out, but it was a little bit difficult to get this in there when it was hitting the back of my cardstock before. But see, this still moves. It does hit this a little bit, but you can force it around. That's the other reason you want to make sure it's glued. Now you're gonna need, well, I've done a couple of other projects and I don't know where I put my fine tip glue. Oh, I see it did, so we're not where I can reach it. I'm gonna just use liquid glue. It dries clear. So just take a little bit of liquid glue. Actually, this is, we call it green glue. It's called, no, liquid, it is called liquid glue. Sometimes I can't remember the real name because we make up names. So that will hold this in place once that dry, and I'll show you on my other card. Now lift this up and add some glue here. You don't want it to come out. And then take a few of these. This is why they're not getting them in the Try It class, because when I add, anytime I add sequins, or it's so hard to just send a few of these in an envelope. And when I took these out and I'm like, what can I do with these? They really just pretty much rolled all over the table. So now there's some coming out. And you're done. Well, I guess I should have glued the inside of my card before I did that. But you know, I didn't do an inside of my other one. So let's glue that one, the inside to this one. So here's a finished one that's all glued together. So see, these are nice and solid in here. They're not going anywhere. The 5-cent piece not going anywhere, and the spinny spins. On this one, I think this is, it may just be because I worked it around. Once that's on there, you can just take your brad and maybe squish it down a little bit lower than that one. But super cute. Now let's glue this inside on this one. It does have a great bulk to it. It's a fabulous card. It is so much fun. And this is cut a little bit smaller than a normal quarter cardstock because I wanted the gray to show. And like I said, how much fun would it be to color some of these? Because may your day be filled with all the best things. So it could be Valentine's, but it could be anything. I mean, it could just be thinking of you card if somebody's having a good day, a bad day, any kind of day. Is that not so much fun? So great set. So if you saw it in the catalog and you're like, I really like that, but it scares me, don't let it scare you. And if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, you don't even have to have it. It's one of those sets that you can easily build it. I mean, if you have just the stamps, it's still a great set. You can just fill it with the stamped images and just stamp it. Has this thing here that you could recreate in gray and white to make a background. So much fun. So I hope you like it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And remember, if you're watching this video in January and February, if you purchase the items with this, it's going to get you right to around that $50 mark. So you'll get a free celebration thing as well. The other thing that it does do that I was going to tell you, and I forgot, on your coin, you can do the Be Mine or heart you instead of the 5 cents, especially if you're doing it for Valentine's. The other thing that you can do is, and the little flap right here, instead of adding the gumballs, is you can stamp under there, be mine or heart you, instead of adding those. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you back here in a couple days. Bye.